Sup with it guys, you got Excellent Name here, back again for another match of UPA Week 6 up against Legit's probably one of the three best coaches in the league, I'd say for sure. He's currently 5-0, so he's got the best record. I'm in a very solid team to boot with Mew, Ferrothorn, Snorlax, Tentacruel, Slurpuff, Cryogonal, Mecha Gallade, Taunty, Persian A, Swampert, and Magneton. So at first glance, I thought that he would be pretty weak to Jirachi, but finding the right Jirachi set was going to be a bit difficult, just because he struggles both to break it and to defend against it. So I obviously wanted to run Wish Protect, but I also wanted to consider a Calm Mind 3 attack. But I decided to go with the Wish Protect version with Doom Desire once again, just because I absolutely love that move right now. And Hidden Power Fire, pretty offensive. He should hopefully struggle to break this quite a lot if I play it properly. Then I decided to go with Megalopony. Does pretty good against his team just for its speed tier, and he's got a more offensive build overall. Mew is going to be a bit of a problem for this thing, but I do have the Toxic to get the poison onto it, as well as Encore, just to make sure that I don't potentially lose to Snorlax setting up or anything like that, or I can lock Mew into something to beat it 1v1 in a late game situation. Then I ran Scarfire Dragon just because he doesn't have any good Dark Resist because his fairy is Slurpuff. Fairly standard Hippowdon. I went more Spadef for Torn and Mew, but still enough bulk to take on the Mega Gallade. Then I decided to go with Manaphy here, Tailglow 3 attack. I was originally going to run a bulky Calm Mind set with max defense, but I decided that there wasn't really a lot of point in doing so, just because I would have to beat both Tentacruel and Ferrothorn beforehand, and Legit's is too good of a player to let both of those Pokemon go down before I can set up with Manaphy. And then Final Mon just kind of threw Uxie on there, just because I needed an extra member, and Uxie can deal with the Mega Gallade and to a lesser extent the Mew as well. Gives me my rocks, gives me some momentum, and can spread some paras. So without further ado, we'll jump right into the game. Switching sides here, he decides to lead with Alolan Persian, which is something that I expected him to lead with, either that or Torn. I can just go for a U-turn into Lopunny to immediately put the pressure on. As he goes into his Mew, I Mega Evolve and click Toxic here, as he reveals to actually be Lumberry, so don't get as much momentum as I would have hoped from that. I switch into Uxie here, just expecting him to throw off a Psychic pretty safely, but he reveals to want to go for the Nasty Plot. So seeing that Nasty Plot, I decide it's probably best that I just sack this off and T-Wave him there. Hindsight 2020, I should have gone into Lopunny there and encored him into that Shadow Ball, but it is what it is. But yeah, just go into the Hydreigon to U-turn out as he goes into Torn. I set up my Doom Desire here as he goes to the knockoff. Hydreigon is my best pivot for that. And then I go back into the Jirachi to scout for a Hurricane or something like that. Get the Doom Desire off onto the Mew and crit, which is quite unfortunate for him. But I don't actually kill him off with Hidden Power Fire, so I swap into Hydreigon to take the extra chip. Go for a Dark Pulse here, and it's doing pretty decent damage, but Torn does probably have a little bit of bulk. I go into Hippo here just because I expect him to go for a Heat Wave or something like that, expecting the Jirachi, but he does just fire off the Hurricane right away, and as I expected Torn, I go into the Jirachi, but he just goes through a U-turn. Wanting to get some leftovers and scout what the Persian wants to go for, I just go for a Protect here. I've got a couple fairly good pivots into this, but they're both getting chipped down pretty badly, unfortunately. So I go into Lopunny here as he goes into the Gallade. Because I have been playing it pretty passively so far, I decided to go for the return there. And I think I misplayed there because I actually thought he was max HP, max defense, just a super defensive set. But now I remember, I guess I didn't notice the parting shot drops. I did play this at 2 AM, so I started playing this under the assumption that this was a max HP, max defense set. So I went ahead and sacked Yuxi here as he drain punched me. But that is going to be enough to kill me off there. And I just go into Hippowdon knowing that I can phase him out. He goes for the Zen Headbutt, fishing for a flinch, as I just whirlwind him out into Ferrothorn, which is great for me because it allows me to get a slack off. But I'm definitely quite behind as he gets his rocks up, and I don't have those rocks for the residual chip since I decided to put it on Yuxi. I just go into Jirachi here to take a potential Power Whip or anything like that, and then I swap into Lopunny, expecting a potential switch out for himself. He goes into Torn, and then doubles into Mew, knowing that I can kill him off there. But he is going to be able to bring in the Persian now, which will be able to live a hit from me probably, assuming it's Chople. So I don't want to sack the Lopunny yet, I just go into the Hydreigon as he brings in Gallade. But this gives me Hippo once again, who is healthy enough to take any hits. As he just goes for a Drain Punch, I first of all want to slack off. As he knocks off my item, and then afterwards I am going to go for a Yawn to try to get something to sleep. Well, first of all I'm gonna Yawn here, and then this is gonna give me a free slack off because he can't kill me anyway. As he goes into the Persian to take some more sand chips, so he's slowly getting in range of the Lopunny, but he just goes into Taunt here as I go for an Earthquake. I go into the Jirachi here, knowing that I pretty much wall this as I believe he has revealed his set. He goes for a Taunt there, and then for the knockoff, this is a really solid bring on his part to shut down the Jirachi, a really good Taunt. As I go into Hippowdon, expecting a U-turn, and then into Hydreigon for absolutely no reason. I have no idea why I went into Hydreigon there. I think I expected him to hard switch out, expecting the Doom Desire, but obviously he could just U-turn there. So I throw out Hydreigon for no reason. Once again, I played at 2 AM, so kind of made some bad plays as a result. I feel just didn't really remember everything that I need to in the game. But I just wish up my Jirachi back to full health as he parting shots into Mecha Gallade, and I set up a Doom Desire. Still going to be forced into Hippowdon here as he goes for a bulk up, but I'm still going to be able to live whatever hit he wants to go for, which is Drain Punch to heal back up to full. I go for a Whirlwind because Doom Desire isn't going to be doing enough damage to him. As you can see, it almost but doesn't quite kill the Torn. As I go into Lopunny expecting the U-turn, and I live the Toxic plus Sandstorm, but he is able to sack the Persian, which unfortunately lives on 2% thanks to the Chople Berry, so I didn't quite get it down low enough. So he's going to have that sack fodder, which is really annoying because obviously Doom Desire is going to be really nice for him to have a swap in for that. I just go for the hidden power there as he reveals to be Occa Berry, so not taking all that much damage. And then I go into Hippowdon expecting him to probably swap into something or go for a move that won't kill me. Either way, just trying to get the sack or get my health up. But then I go into Manaphy. This is all operating under the assumption that he is Fizz Def, so that I would be able to take 2 Zen Headbutts fairly comfortably. But that Zen Headbutt does way too much damage. He is not fully Fizz Def, but I am able to kill him off thanks to a miss. And then scouting the Z Hurricane, I go into Jirachi here. In hindsight, I probably should have tried to win with Jirachi rather than winning with Manaphy because he still has Snorlax, which is going to be taking the hits very well. But Snorlax is walled by Jirachi, generally speaking. But I go for the Doom Desire, then the Hidden Power Fire, I kill him off with that as he goes into Snorlax. At this point, I've got to fish for a burn here with Scald, which I do get, and then hope that he misses a Body Slam or something like that. But I go for a Tail Glow here after getting the burn as he goes for a Self-Destruct, leaving to a 1-0. A lot of misplays that I made looking back on it that I wouldn't have made if I didn't play at 2 AM. Not to make excuses or anything like that. Very good game played by Legits. GG's overall. Hopefully we'll bounce back next week up against Whoop. This video feels kind of rambly because I don't really remember the game super well based on what time I played it. So sorry about the low level content this week, but kind of in a rush to get this out anyway. See you guys next time.